How do? Right, Monday afternoon, but this morning at workshop. Just come to a non-starter now. Put keys at ignition, nothing's lighting up, nothing at all, everything's completely dead. So what I've done, got the multimeter out, tested the batteries. I've got 4.8 volts over 2 batteries. So whether something's been left switched on over the weekend or what, I don't know. So what I'm going to do, throw 2 batteries on it and see what we get after that. I'm assuming something must have been left switched on over the weekend, so what we'll do, we'll get these batteries on it now and then we'll give it a try. Right, so what we've done, we've swapped batteries. I know it's just something I do, but I always like to write the date on the battery when I fit them, and then at least in 6 months, 12 months time, there's a fault on batteries, you know they're still under warranty. You can get a warranty claim started and get them changed for free then. Always get plenty of copper slip on your bars down there. I never put copper slip on my battery terminals because copper and alloy don't mix. I just put a little bit of grease on them and that's it. I've now just tested it with my multimeter and we're getting 28.9 volts. So that tells me the alternator's charging. So yeah, what I like to do like that, once I've fit the batteries, put multimeter on, you can then tell whether it's charging or not and whether it's alternating. That's the reason why the batteries have gone flat. But as soon as I connect it, batteries, interior lights come on, so it's looking like the interior lights have been left on over the weekend. So nice easy fix, and we'll get off to the next job now. Speak to you in a bit. How do? Right, we're sat up the next job now, a bit early. The truck's going to be in about 3:30. It's now 3:15, so 15 minutes early for it coming in. No bother, I'll take me, have a quick brew now and about to eat, and then we'll crack on with it. It's just an air service, body and bin inspection, so it's not too bad, like. Yeah, no videos last week, not a single one. Predominantly in workshop all week, a couple of jobs, but nothing that I filmed. So hopefully this week we might get a chance to film a few more. What I've started doing is YouTube shorts, which are quite good, and I've got a TikTok account as well, so I've got some bits of videos on there on my Instagram, so check them out if you get a minute. So yeah, hope everyone's well. But yeah, this morning at workshop, you're gonna get them jobs where you literally, time runs away with you. Basically on the bin lift, what lifts the chairs up and down, you've got a gear on the end of it, on an actuator. I'm taking that gear out and it's absolutely solid trying to get it out. So my gas bottles on it, I've been trying to pull it, been to do it armour. And yeah, before you know you're out, it's dinner time and you've not really achieved much, which is very frustrating. I find it very frustrating. I was hoping to have got that strip no bottle this morning and rebuilt, but it's just one of them jobs, isn't it? It just shows how a nice simple job you can lose half a day, whatever on it, can't you? So soon gets through you on them jobs, but it's one of them, innit? So I'll probably be back on that job tomorrow and start swinging it £14 again. But yeah, it is what it is. So right, what we'll do, well, there's a quick cup of tea now, and hopefully that truck will be in, and then we'll crack on with the job, get it done and get home, eh? So I'll see when the truck's here. Yeah, so truck's turned up. Just got it cab, started doing cab checks, and all's good so far in here. Now, the one thing I do like about coming here is the trucks are absolutely spotless inside. It's unusual for a bin truck, but yeah, which is good. The drivers certainly do look after them here, which credit to them. So I'll just spin my camera around and show you. But one of the first things I do my cab checks, check seat belts, air pressure building up, all that sort of thing, and then I always plug the laptop in and just do a quick scan and have a look what fault codes we've got, if any, and then see if there's any that need investigating, or as you'll know yourselves, sometimes you get the odd fault flagging up for a sensor just not picking up and then it sorts itself out. So yeah, I'll just spin it around and show you. So yeah, so what we've got is CPC drive control unknown fault. Engine control, engine coolant level low. Now the driver did say he has had an issue with coolant level sensor on it. EBS unknown fault. Radar at front. A couple of suspension faults. Driver assistance, tacho no coding, and multifunction camera. So what I'll do now, there's nothing in that's really concerning me, so what I'll do with them now is I'll delete them faults, rescan and see if we've got any current active ones. So we'll just click this button down here. As you can see, we're using a bit of a different system to what we usually have. We usually have a Texer, but we've now got a different laptop that we're using, which Delphi, which I must admit I do prefer to the Texer. So it's showing no fault codes now, so we'll do a quick rescan on that. Remember how to do it. Go back to that, go back to that. And then we'll just read fault codes again. So all the fault codes are deleted nicely. None of them have come back on, so that's a good do. So yeah, so I'm happy with that, but I always find it a good practice just to plug in, just double check it, make sure there's nothing outstanding, you know, the driver's not telling you about or anything like that, you just never know. So that's always good practice to have. I was in my previous video I was saying about trucks not having dipsticks. This hasn't got a dipstick on it. It's telling me it wants 3 litres, yeah, no, 2 litres, sorry. 2 litres of engine oil putting in it, which is less than ideal. So obviously we carry engine oil van, so we can soon top that up, that's not an issue. We'll get that topped up as well while we're at it. And I'll get some overalls on now and start on inspection. I tend to leave putting my overalls on till I get out, till I finish the cab. Just then we don't start upsetting drivers, especially these lads here who keep them so clean. So this truck's only done 58,000 kilometres, 71 plate. I see this truck every 6 weeks. There's 2 of them here, the sister truck to it as well. So I quite like that, where you get to know your trucks that you're looking after. You get to know the bits and bats that they tend to need or whatever, which is good. So yeah, so we'll get some overalls on and we better crack on, haven't we? Alright, so I'll just show you one thing to look out for on these underneath. And that's if you look here on the ball joint, sometimes these rubbers start to perish. And that one's slightly perishing here. It's not got a hole in it or anything yet, so put that down as a monitor for next inspection. Yeah, it'll be an MOT fail like if it was split, but as we look there, everything else is looking good, the airbags are all good, so we'll slide ourselves towards the back end now. Right, so my inspection, what I've done, gone around the vehicle, and then when I've looked at the third axle, the rear steer, and I'm looking through the gap in the wheel, I'm looking at the pads. I couldn't just gauge them properly. I could see this outer one, inner pad, no problem. This outer pad, I was just struggling to decipher how thick it was. Whether enough till next inspection or to do this inspection. So if you ever get to that situation where you're not sure for what it is, jack it up, whip your wheel off. Don't ever risk not doing that. Now when I look at the pads, you can see there's plenty of meat left on them yet for at least another 6 weeks, if not a bit longer. So what I'm going to do, shove that wheel back on and that should be fine then. Yeah, it really is worth taking the risk with pads, but they should be fine then for at least another 6 weeks. So what I'll do, I'll put it on my inspection sheet, reline next inspection, very least whip wheel off, check it again. These lads aren't doing mega mileage like, but we've been start stop, we can get through some pads. But looking at them pads, I think they should be more than adequate for another 6 weeks, if not longer. Well, it will be longer. Them pads will out. We'll do till next inspection and a bit longer on top of that. So it just pays to put that wheel off for 5 minutes. So on the inspection, what I have found is this mud guard here. As you can see, I'll just show you now. This mud guard here is just not covering the wheel correctly. So it's bored in here. So basically just a case of undoing that bracket there, pulling it this way, same with the bracket, let's just sort that. The other thing that to check on these, luckily with me seeing this truck every 6 weeks, it's not so bad, are these body bolts here. Sometimes they come loose, it's nothing to do with the product, every vehicle's the same, you can get your body bolts coming loose. Now luckily on this truck, I'll just show you on the other side, I don't think it was that old when I did an inspection on it, it'd be less than 6 months old, and some of the body bolts have come loose. So what I do, when a body bolt has been loose, as you can see there, what I do is I mark it with paint, and then I know this truck's had body bolts loose in the past, but by doing that, by marking them with paint like that, it's just reminding yourself that this truck's had loose body bolts in the past, but also because the paint lines all still line up, you know they've not come loose, so jobs are good. And so what I'm going to do now, I'll bang this wheel back on, straighten that mud guard up, there's a couple of other bits, little defects, something nothing, get them whacked off, get body and bend done, and then give her a grease, filter auto lube up, just back round to the other side. In fact, I'll just turn the engine off now, because I left it running with being on electric handbrake. So I'll turn the engine off, there we go, handbrakes automatically come on its own, so that's a good one. But what I'll show you on this auto lube at this side here, it's currently about a quarter full, is this auto lube. As you can see, it's down here, so it's maybe a third full. So that's a good thing about seeing these trucks every 6 weeks. I know last inspection I filled that auto lube up, so it's down about a third full. So that tells me, if it's down to a third, that it is actually doing its job and it's working. If I'd come to that and it was still full or 3/4 full, then I'd be starting to look then why it's not greasing, what parts it's not greasing. But luckily, that 3/4 empty or 2/3 empty means it's just above the minimum line there. It is now, so basically say yeah, it's more or less empty actually. So when it's above the minimum line, there's still about that much left in the bottom of it, but it's got a paddle in it, that's why it has that level mark there. So yeah, we'll get that filled up, get that wheel back on, get wheel nuts torqued up, torque tagging cab, never forget that one. Then need to get cab over then, and just give it a quick check under the cab, make sure the belts are all alright. Wants a couple of litres of engine oil in it, so I'll do that while cab's over, because it's easiest to fill up with cab. Straight through rocker cover than it is the through dipstick tube, oil pillar on side, it's only a small pipe on side, so it takes ages to fill up on side, so go straight through rocker cover, which is better for me. So yeah, so what we'll do now, whack this wheel on and get this mud guard adjusted. Right, so that mud guard, I've just hit brackets, but because it's been sat like for so long, it's not wanted to come. I want it, but it is now covering tyre, so it makes it legal. So that's alright, that'll do. We'll fill auto lube up now. Once we've done auto lube, body and bin to do, kingpins to grease underneath, and all that top back. Light out top back now, don't, well it's not out, it's an LED light and it's starting to go dim. Don't have one in stock on my van. If I do, we'll get it changed. If I haven't, you'll have to get rebooked for that. It's still legal at the minute, but it's just not 100% right. There's a fault on beacons on this one, just like there's on its sister. So I do believe we have an electrician coming out to that. One of our lads, one of our bin lift engineers, stroke electrician, stroke slash hashtag, whatever they are. One of them's coming out to it, so no doubt he'll be able to cure that. So yeah, so so what we'll do now, we'll get this auto lube filled up. It's starting to go dark now, a little bit, and it's starting to rain. Still, don't matter, does it? A bit of rain. I've got hood, put my hood up, keep warm. Keep me warm. Shit like that, innit? Anyway, can't stay around here talking to you all day, I've got stuff to do. Else I'll never get home for my tea, will I? You know what I mean? Anyway, fucking hell, this ain't getting the job done. Right, come on, let's crack on. Now then, so as you can see, we've got the cab up now. Econics. They do not go past the centre of gravity. So usually when you tilt a cab on a truck, it gets to the point, gravity takes over, so it's impossible for it to come back down on you. Fortunately, the Econics do not go past the centre of gravity, so if anything's go wrong, that cab can come down on you. Yeah. So what we do, we have one of these bars here. Yeah, and I'll show you now. It sits on the ram. It stops the cab coming back down, so it can't come down onto you. Yeah. So go over there, I'll show you what I mean. Right, as you can see, this is your cab ram here. Yeah. And this is the bar that locks in, and then we have a bolt that goes in this end here, right through to that end there, which then that bolt goes around the back of the ram, so it stops it flipping up like that. Yeah. So health and safety first, boys. You see, the reason why I'm showing you that, right, to keep it to yourselves, is because in our office, right, there's a lad who works in there, bloke who works in there, right? Nice enough, can't fault him, right, nice bloke, do out for you, yeah? You watched one of my videos the other day, what did I put in? That. What did he spot straight away? Not that, because he weren't there, was it? So Chris, you clown, that one's for you, pal. Alright, health and safety. As you see at the back, the wheels are chocked as well. Not putting any cones out or barriers though, because I'm on a dead end road, nothing's going past me. Yeah. So yeah, lads, so there's all joking aside, there's graveyards full of heroes that have been under half tilted cabs. And something's gone wrong, and cabs come down and kill them. And trust me, if one of them comes on you, there ain't much for you. Not much for you whatsoever. So however tempting it is just to slip yourself under that cab that's quarter up or whatever, it's not worth it. Certainly not worth it. Definitely not, because if you do that and cab comes down, you ain't going on there. End of. Definitely not. So yeah. So big shout out to Chris. Right, so it has gone dark now, look. Well, that's all the effects more is done now. What I can do today, top mark right at the top. I don't have one on my van, so I have to rebook that. So but yeah, so now it's in the case to do paperwork, tote tag, stuff like that. I think we're about done. Just into this bad boy. Woo. That's bright, that, isn't it? Huh? Proper muff diving lamp, that. Anyway, so the time we're getting to now, it's probably about 7 o'clock or something like that. So jobs are good. Like I say, oh, brake test. Need to do brake test with tablimeter first. Then we've done. Let's go with brake test. Right, so I'm saying we're going to do a brake test. So, got my tablimeter, turn it on, enter. It says, turn on. There we go, service brake, enter. So, if you can see there on the top, it's got to be sat level. That's not level, that's not level, that's level. So, what I'll do now, I'll just get myself down this. Luckily, where I'm doing this truck here, yeah, luckily we're doing this truck here. It's like the end of the industrial estate, so road's a dead end. So just gonna back it down to the dead end here, pull forward, step on brakes, and we'll have a look and see then. So it shouldn't be too bad, hopefully. So what we'll do a service brake test, and then we'll perform a handbrake test, and then hopefully, fingers crossed, we should be able to get a printout off it, so which we'll see. So anyway, let's have a do. So what I'll do now is set off and stump on brakes. I don't know if you could hear that then, but the ABS certainly started to kick in. Yeah, so as I was braking then, the front wheels were trying to skid, and you could hear ABS kicking in. I don't know if you could hear that on video or not, but you could just hear it valves going so, and it certainly felt like I was trying to skid. So now what you do, same again, and apply the handbrake. Now I've never done this in a truck with an electric handbrake, so whether it'll let the handbrake come on while it's moving or not, I haven't a clue. So we've done that, so done that. Service brake, just trying to work out how to do it. Handbrake test, enter, enter again. Righty, let's try that now. So same again, get me clog down and hit that brake pedal. But not brake pedal, handbrake this time, innit? Well, yeah, I think that went well. Truck's in one piece, I'm in one piece. Got some readings on that. I think it went alright though, not bad. So, what we'll do now, park truck up, and we need to have a look at the figures we've got, make sure they're all good, and we need to also do a total tag. So what we'll do that now, and then hopefully jobs are good in it. That with a bit of luck, hopefully, fingers crossed. So yeah, job should be right at that, lads, lasses, whatever you are. It's a bit naughty there, that, I don't like that. So park it further road out up there. Yeah, there's a sister truck to this one. What a beautiful truck. So what we'll do is we'll pull this up here, and we'll just park her here out up there for now. And then I think they put them all, well they do, they put them all at yard at now and they're finished, but I don't think they finish here till about 10 o'clock at night, so yeah, right, that'll do. And just like that, we get a printout. So yeah, that'll do, won't it? Happy days. That's quite good actually, that as well. So yeah, that'll do. We'll put that with paperwork. As I said before, these tab limiters are one of them things. You either like them, you don't like them. A lot of people don't like them, but at the end of the day, they are DVSA compliant. And if you have a truck you cannot get somewhere for a brake test, then they're ideal for that. So we've got that. That'll do. I'll do some paperwork, yeah? Get that sorted out. Job's a good one. Right, so we just got home. 7:25, so it's not too bad. Now then, top tip for you, diary. I write everything down that I've done in my diary, because even though we write job cards out and timesheets and stuff, it's always good to have something to reference back to. I don't go into massive detail unless I get a job I've never experienced before, like a fault or something, and then I'll put a bit of extra detail in that, because then I've got something always to reference back to. That's something that I was taught years ago by a bloke I work with, and it's something I've always done ever since, and it's quite handy really. So yeah, top tip for you. Anyway, I'll wrap this up now, and we'll see you on the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and take care.